the detention facility at Guantanamo.
They've rallied at the White House, Supreme Court, and Congress. This past week, human rights activists gathered at several locations throughout Washington to demand that President Obama fulfill the pledge he made before taking office in 2009 and close Guantanamo Bay.
He has caved into criticism when he should have stood up for the principles that he believed in when he came into office and made that promise to close Guantanamo.
Many protesters are particularly disturbed by the recent signing of the 2013 National Defense Authorization Act by President Obama, which limits his ability to transfer detainees out of the camp, although over half of the 166 prisoners have been cleared for release. Zeke Johnson of the human rights organization Amnesty International explains how the U.S. Gitmo Detention Center violates international law.
Under international law, a state's domestic law and politics cannot be used to justify violations of treaty obligations. International law requires that solutions be found, not excuses. So Obama can't keep using the excuse of Congress tied my hands. He's obligated under international law to end human rights violations and to do it right away.
Despite his claims to be powerless, activists emphasize that Obama still has the ability to close the notorious prison, as the NDAA contains a national security waiver provision allowing him to bypass other parts of the law that make detainee release difficult.
When you hear the president talk about Guantanamo Bay, you have to wonder whether or not he's actually committed to doing anything about it. He's in a nice middle ground where he criticizes the prison but doesn't spend any of the political capital of his office to actually close it. The NDAA is frustrating, it's disappointing, but that's not the problem. President Obama has to take it upon himself to close the prison.
Center for Constitutional Rights lawyer Omar Farah, who represents a number of Guantanamo detainees, described that the president himself has created obstacles against the closure of Gitmo.
He instituted a ban on all transfers to Yemen. Even the cleared Yemeni prisoners stand no chance of regaining their freedom because of the president. He did that himself, not Congress, not the Supreme Court. He unilaterally did that himself. And so when you consider that 90 of the 166 prisoners are from Yemen, you have to ask, is the president serious about closing Guantanamo Bay?
Since its opening over a decade ago, 9 men have died at the infamous prison. As President Obama stands to take his second oath of office in the coming days, many of his former supporters here are also taking a stand against what they say is his increasing institutionalization of inhumane and unconstitutional policies. Marjan Asi, Press TV, the White House.